Let me tell you a story. On January 28, 2024, in St. Petersburg, Florida, Division Pro ushered in the renaissance of wrestling, quietly producing the freshest take on pro wrestling since the days of Carl Gotch and Billy Robinson. That night, a rumble could be heard from the pound-for-pound clash of Division Pro's most gifted artists: amateur wrestling, judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, many forms and variations of combat sports, all battling under pro wrestling rules. And now, Division Pro will prove that in this new era, the conversation starts with Division Pro. Pro wrestling, redefined and unscripted. Division Pro, the renaissance of wrestling. Welcome to Division Pro, the renaissance of wrestling. Before we get started, let's go over the rules of Division Pro. So let me tell you about the rules of Division Pro Wrestling. Rule number 1, no striking. No punches, no kicks, no knees, no elbows, no slaps, no striking. Rule number 2, no overhead slams or throws to the outside of the ring. Rule number 3, no eye gouges, headbutts, or groin shots. A victory can only be achieved by 3-count pinfall or a submission. The only way to achieve a victory in Division Pro outside of a submission or a 3-count pinfall is by judges' decision. There are 3 categories that the judges will score. The first one is ring control. The 10-foot circle inside the Division Pro ring is key to ring control. A competitor must control the action inside that 10-foot circle in order to get a judge's score. The other item that the judges will be looking at closely is takedowns. How many times a Division Pro wrestler can take their opponent down. The final key area that the judges will be looking at is finishes. If a competitor is able to achieve a pinfall attempt or a submission attempt. In Division Pro Wrestling, a contenders match will be 10 minutes. A championship match will be 15 minutes. There will be no action outside the ring. In our tag team division, it will be open weight. 2 members of a team can tag each other into a match, and they have 5 seconds to make that exchange inside the ring. All other rules inside the ring are the same for all Division Pro matches. This is the renaissance of wrestling. This is a shout out to everyone out there who still wants to compete at the highest level in their discipline. If you're a wrestler, if you're a grappler, if you're a jiu-jitsu practitioner, if you're anyone who wants to start from scratch even, and you think that you can give it a go, step up, weigh in, and join Division Pro Wrestling. And now, let's meet the judges for Division Pro.
My name is Michael Jorgensen. I am a judge for Division Pro. My background, I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt. Tonight I'm looking for takedowns, ring control, and submission attempts.
My name is Matthew Gabori, and I'm a judge for Division Pro. In tonight's matches, I'm looking for individuals who are controlling the ring. I'm looking for folks who are going after submissions, being aggressive, and looking for those takedowns, and overall, the person who's pushing the pace in the match.
Jake Shannon, judge with Division Pro. I'm really looking for the dominant competitor. Clearly somebody who has control. Those ring ropes are gonna be really tight. So you're definitely gonna have ring gentlemanship be a real big issue. And then I'm really looking for people to do terminal takedowns, like a good takedown that goes right into a finish.
I think that this is a very interesting format with a lot of very kind of fascinating matchups. Really looking forward to the fights.
This is very much something after my own heart. I really, really appreciate this idea of bringing back competitive grappling under professional wrestling rules. I think it's honestly the future of combat sports in general, both MMA and professional wrestling. So this is really exciting.
I'm looking forward to seeing some good fights tonight.
And now, Division Pro presents the renaissance of wrestling.
The following weigh-in is for the lightweight division match. Introducing first, Xander Maddox.
Who is the real X Factor, Xander Maddox? Well, I said it many times before, I'll say it again. It's the risk taker, energetic, athletic, legendary all around the world, and that's what real means.
Official weight, 163 pounds. His opponent, Thomas Bird.
Tomas Bird. I'm a competitor out of Orlando. I train with Rudos BJJ. I come from a wrestling background and jiu-jitsu background. I don't think Xander is prepared for what I bring to the table in terms of my submission experience. I understand he's a talented amateur wrestler, but I don't think he's ready for what I bring to the table as a competitor.
The weight is 160 pounds.
My heart is in my amateur wrestling. 4 years of just straight high school amateur wrestling, and then USA Wrestling Freestyle for 2 more years. I got a lot to offer. Even though he has his MMA background, I'm gonna welcome you to my world. Now it's amateur versus MMA. Let's see who's gonna take over.
I started training and wrestling when I was 14 years old, and then I transitioned into competing in college for UCF under their club team. And after that, I began training in jiu-jitsu. I think between that experience and my intensity as a competitor, I don't think anybody in Division Pro is ready for me. And I think that I'm going to be the longest reigning lightweight champion this organization is going to see.
Welcome to Division Pro, the renaissance of wrestling. We are about to get started in our first matchup here in the lightweight division.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit and is for the lightweight division championship. Introducing first, Xander Maddox.
Coming out first, we have Xander Maddox, the real X Factor. Xander is competing out of Miami, Florida, and he is 1/4 of the Miami Boys, a very well-known faction here in the Southern Florida wrestling scene.
And his opponent, Thomas Bird.
Coming out next, we have Thomas Bird. Thomas says he has been wrestling since 2006, started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in 2010, took a little time off, but has come back in the last year, competed 4 to 5 times, so he is a seasoned veteran when it comes to combat sports.
Introducing first, to my left, standing in at 5'8", 163 pounds, the real X Factor, Xander Maddox. And his opponent, standing in at 6'1", weighing 160 pounds, Thomas Bird.
The people are ready for the action here at Division Pro. We have a great matchup here of professional wrestling against submission grappling. In Thomas Bird versus Xander Maddox.
I gotta ask you, Blake, the hair on Xander, is that any detriment to this match?
You know, hair coming out like that, I wouldn't always say it is or isn't, but it can start to get in your way if you get trapped in a submission. We see Xander Maddox now has picked up the single leg. Bird does not want to go down, does a fantastic job of getting his leg back and then sprawling out to stop the takedown. Both guys really respecting each other, trying to feel each other out and slowly get themselves to a slightly more dominant position. Right now we see Thomas Bird as the underhook with the left hand. Maddox did a great job of facing his opponent. One thing about Thomas Bird, he trains out of Rudos Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, training with the likes of Matt Riddle, Killer Cross, Shayna Baszler, and KZ, who we'll see later tonight in our main event. Again, Xander Maddox in on the single leg, but Travis Bird doing a fantastic job of applying pressure to his opponent's head. And we see our first rope break of the evening and a show of respect between these two competitors. So Xander Maddox calls himself the real X Factor, and he says the real stands for risk taker, energetic, athletic, and legendary. And he plans to show all of the above tonight in his Division Pro debut. Again, Xander Maddox goes in for a shot, but we see Thomas Bird stuff it a little bit. Looks like he's trying to move around to the back, but Xander Maddox does not want his opponent behind him. And they get caught in the ropes. Again, a great transition between both competitors.
Got to ask you, was he just turning with the move, or does he know something that I don't?
So when you get underneath the guy when you're shooting, we saw Thomas Bird trying to go around and behind his opponent so we can get it. Oh, we see Thomas Bird wrapping up a double wrist lock transition, does not get it. However, if he continues to utilize that submission attack during takedowns, we may see him go home tonight with a submission win. We're seeing great clinch work out of both competitors. Again, Xander Maddox goes for the single, and Bird gets flashy. Ends up coming down with a sweep, looking for a leg, and a little bit of frustration out of Xander Maddox's face there.
I tell you, he needs to keep his head in the game. That frustration will get you out of your zone every single time.
You know, absolutely right. And I think one of the reasons we're seeing that is he's gotten in several times for takedowns, even gotten the leg off the ground. But he was not able to finish it, or or he was unable to finish it, or he got caught in a bottom position with a potential submission attempt. And you can see Xander Maddox really interested now in getting that takedown. As we mentioned, some frustration. But now we're really seeing him hit the gas pedal and trying to get some top position to implement his game.
I got to ask you, too, is it almost like he's tried 5 things that he had on his mind to try, they just didn't work?
You know, I wouldn't necessarily say he's tried 5 different things. He's tried the same thing 3-4 times. That's gotten him close several times, but each time eventually either getting shut down or putting himself in a position where his opponent's throwing up a submission. Ooh, a double wrist lock sweep. I'd like to see Thomas Bird continue to utilize that double wrist lock grip. We've seen him twice now get a sweep out of it, lose it during the transition. However, he's still throwing up attack after attack. Whoa, flying armbar by Thomas Bird. Let's see if he gets to the rope break. Wow, what a moment. What an attack by Thomas Bird. That could have been it. Earlier, I was talking to Thomas before the matchup, and he said, I'm not a pro wrestler. I'm not an entertainer. I came here to tap somebody out, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And we are 5 minutes into this 15-minute matchup.
I think a lot of it has to do with conditioning, too. I see Xander not breathing hard at all. I do see his opponent taking a few deep breaths there.
So especially with 15 minutes nonstop on the clock, conditioning is a massive thing here. Both guys very athletic, not breathing too heavy yet, but it does take a lot out of your gas tank to continually shoot takedowns, particularly if you're unable to land that takedown and get a top position. Xander back on a leg, gets the takedown, but tangled up in the ropes.
You know, that's the second time he's taken him down like that. He's trying to figure it out.
You know, he's getting closer and closer to it. That time we saw him actually get spurred down. I'd like to see him when he starts setting these up, putting himself in a position where he's not as close to the ropes. Again, Xander gets in. Thomas Bird now from a front headlock position, keeps himself great positioning to walk him out of the corner. Now fighting for a guillotine from the bottom. Oh, and now an armbar transition. And the rope break comes in. What a heartbreak for Thomas Bird, who again was very close to potentially getting a submission win here at Division Pro. You know, we're seeing some frustration on him, but I wouldn't say that he's underperforming or doing bad. I wouldn't even say he's immensely being outclassed by his opponent. It's a high-level submission grappling match, and here the fans are ready for more. Xander again coming in, digging for the underhook. I'd like to see him potentially go for a knee tap here. Thomas Byrd clears the arm, tries to get the back. Oh, and a triangle choke, and they are dead center in the ring here, ladies and gentlemen.
Right
this could potentially, switches to an omoplata. Back to the triangle, but they're going to be in the ropes. Thomas Byrd getting closer and closer to a potential submission. And the crowd here at Division Pro are behind Xander Maddox. Beautiful. So that's the second time that we've seen Thomas Byrd utilize his sweep, and now you can see him wrapping up that left leg of Xander Maddox, which is a very dangerous position to be in if he's able to secure that sweep takedown. Ooh, and no respect, waving the fans and the opponent off here at Division Pro. Thomas Byrd wants all the smoke. When he's waiting inside the middle of the ring for Xander Maddox, who's carefully working his way in. Thomas Byrd teasing the leg a little bit, almost jokingly going to give it to Xander. Xander dives in and takes that leg. Thomas Byrd doing a great job of being heavy pressure on his opponent's head. And Xander Maddox makes his way behind Thomas Byrd. Let's see if he's able to utilize
Not sure, Blake, but I think the crowd's a little biased here.
You know, potentially a little biased, but what people may not have noticed, a small detail there, was Thomas Byrd had the double wrist lock wrapped up there at the end of that takedown. They were stuck in the ropes, but again, continually looking to try and land a submission hold during transitions. And we have 6.5 minutes left here in our first matchup. Thomas Byrd doing a good job of utilizing his opponent's forward pressure.
Blake, how would you rate this so far on each one of their skills? And we know what they have. We know the tools in their box.
You know, I would say that it's been a very close back and forth thing so far, where we've seen Xander Maddox going for a lot more takedowns, a little bit more aggressive, but then we're seeing Thomas Byrd throw up submission attempts in there and so forth. And you're almost seeing some frustration out of Xander that makes me wonder if he feels like he's losing. It's been, another scissor sweep. May end up in the ropes. We see Thomas Byrd looking for that leg.
And I must say this about Xander. How many times has he been hit with the same move over and over?
You know, that scissor sweep, I believe that's the third time that we've seen that. And we are seeing a whole lot of cockiness out of Thomas Byrd, who I think at this point in the matchup deserves some of that. He's been doing a fantastic job of staying on his feet, avoiding takedowns, and even throwing up submission attempts when he can. Again, looking for that scissor sweep. The way that he has his arms controlled, he's gets on his opponent's back here. I'd like to see him drag him away from the ropes. And we have 5 minutes left in our first matchup here at Division Pro. I really feel like we're seeing Thomas Byrd starting to pick up the gas pedal and looking for finishes. Not just grappling anymore, but really trying to finish his opponent. One thing about I'd like to see him roll his opponent back away from the cage, or ring. Beautiful cradle by Thomas Byrd, some of the first collegiate-style wrestling we've seen thus far on the ground in the matchup. Had they not been so close to the ropes, it's definitely possible that may have been a finish. Xander Maddox doing a great job of staying just at the edge of the circle, which in my opinion keeps him significantly safer against some of these submission attempts that we're seeing Thomas Byrd throw up. I'd like to, oh! Takedown, almost a small package style pin. Gets behind Alexander Maddox again. I can't see, he does have a hook in, but tangled in the ropes again.
Now, I talked to Thomas before the match. He actually is a massage therapist, and he told me he takes his jiu-jitsu along with what he knows about the muscles and actually uses that to his advantage.
So having a anatomical and physiological understanding of how the body works will make you that much better at being able to attack the body. Great positional adjustment there by Thomas Bird, who's now trying to get his opponent back to the middle. Oh, another small package attempt by Xander Maddox.
Whoa, Thomas in the ropes that time.
Now we have 3 minutes left in this matchup. Both guys have been getting some back and forth. I give a slight edge thus far to Thomas Bird on these submission attempts and how close he's gotten on some of them, but we're seeing Xander Maddox starting to pick up the pace a little bit and hit the gas pedal. Both competitors have about 2.5 more minutes to get a win here at Division Pro.
Yeah, I've actually seen Xander glance up at the
Whoa,
crowd.
scissor sweep in the middle of the ring. There's some space. Oh, we might have a tap here. He has what we call the 911, which the legs, and they transition back. Doing a great job by Thomas Bird, getting the submission win with an inside heel hook. And the fans here at Division Pro might not like it, but Thomas Bird does not mind one bit. Coming home with the submission win in the back, he told me he's predicting a leg lock submission win, and he gets it.
Definitely had that on his mind. He took it. I don't know if Xander even saw that one coming. That was out of the blue.
Yeah, the way that he did that scissor sweep transition for the takedown puts you in such a finalizing position to then follow up with the heel hook and get the submission. And when a guy gets a hold of your legs and that much of their body wrapped around it, it becomes extremely difficult to get that leg back and extremely easy for them to start turning in ways that it's not supposed to turn.
Blake, I don't understand much about the techniques that are involved. Does his height have anything to do with it? Because he seemed to almost lock up and then step way back away from him, which is something Xander never did. Xander was always close.
So being a little bit longer absolutely helps, especially when you're at range standing me, at range where we're not tied up. Because now with my longer arms, I can collar tie guy, I can grab a leg, a knee, a foot. If I drop down, a variety of other things where my weapons are significantly longer. So for me, I prefer to be taller than my opponent when I'm at range. The thing is, when a guy gets inside and gets double underhooks and things like that, now my long limbs don't work as well for me. So it's kind of a give and take thing. It's a little bit of both. There's not a right or a wrong answer. And that's what I love about combat sports, Ed.
The next weigh-in is for the tag team match. Introducing first, Raul Irigoyen Jr. and Trent Spivey. Tampa Takedown.
I'm Raul. This is my coach Trent, okay? So we're based out of Gracie, Tampa. We're both purple belts. We're here to dominate. We're just here to compete and we're here to win.
I am currently a head wrestling coach at a very high-level jiu-jitsu gym. I've trained professional MMA fighters. I've trained college athletes. I've trained high school athletes to be at the highest level. I'm not going to be surprised with anything they do, really.
Next up, the Division Pro Tag Team Champions, Ray Zion and Bobby Chronicles. House of Spades! House of Spades!
Man, you already know who the House of Spades is. It's the 38 Special, Ray Zion. The 47 Chamber, Bobby Chronicles.
We are one of the most dominant tag teams in all of Florida, and we're here to show exactly why we are here in Division Pro.
You know what? Even though I have the record for, the fastest knockout here, I will demonstrate the fact that we still own those tag team titles. And even though Tampa Takedown is very good and very skilled, we got the tenacity to handle this tonight.
mean, obviously, like, you know, I don't want to say obviously we're going to win or anything, but we're really confident in our abilities.
When the bell rings, it's going to be us by whatever we want. You know, they're going to try some things, and it's going to be us playing around, and then eventually we're going to submit them by anything. So.
You already know we walking out with those belts. Never lost them to begin with, and I'm not about to lose them things now.
And you can go ahead and bet that on the house.
Introducing first, Tampa Takedown.
Coming out first up, we have Tampa Takedown, a team of Raul, here you go in, and Trenton Spivey. Both guys training out of Gracie Tampa headquarters, which is headed by a guy named Rob Kahn, who is an absolute killer. Royce Gracie black belt and legend here on the Florida fight scene.
In the dressing room, these two guys were challenging each other. You wouldn't even know they were on the same team. They are really competitive guys.
You know, one thing about having a team is we're very competitive within our own team, where they're pushing each other to be the best that they can. And that way, when you have killers next to you in battle, when you go
And
to
their
battle
opponents,
with them,
the Division Pro Tag Team Champions, House of Spades.
And our second team coming out for the tag team. Our second team, the tag team champions here at Division Pro, coming out. And a lot of energy and love in the house for House of Spades. And like we mentioned earlier, there is a significant size differential between both of these teams. Bobby O'Clock, the smaller of the two, in my opinion, is probably bigger than both guys. Ray Zion, on the other hand, is significantly bigger than Bobby O'Clock. And these boys look like they're excited to be inside of the ring.
Hey, Ray Zion, he is around the wrestling circuit in Florida, and I say wrestling. What else can he bring tonight?
You know, he said that he'd been training Muay Thai and Judo for around 6 years combined. And like you said, they have been known around the Florida wrestling scene. Ray Zion ranked 38 in Florida.
Scheduled for one fall is for the Division Pro Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers, the team of Trenton Spivey and Raul Irigoyen Jr., Tampa Takedown.
Tampa Takedown, baby!
And their opponents, the team of Bobby Chrono and Ray Zion. They are the Division Pro Tag Team Champions, House of Spades.
And you can definitely tell who the fans are behind here at Division Pro. Welcome to Division Pro, the renaissance of wrestling. I'm Blake Bulletproof Troop, known for dropping warheads on people's foreheads alongside my commentary tag team partner, Eddie Slater. And we are getting started with the Tag Team Championship matchup here at Division Pro. I'm excited for this one, Ed.
I've been looking into this one since they announced it. This is a big guy right here going to get some very, very experienced. I mean, Gracie, that says it all right there.
Absolutely. So not only Gracie, but they're Rob Kahn purple belts. I tell people that there's levels to this, and Rob Kahn is a Royce Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt, which in my opinion is as high a level as it gets. But you want pure water, the closer you get to the well, the more pure your water. Same thing with Jiu-Jitsu. These guys come almost directly from the Gracie lineage, and they're one step towards being the Gracie family. These dudes are legitimate submission grapplers.
Oh, smart move. Two freshmen in the ring now.
Yeah, very smart in my opinion of Trenton Spivey there to not just try and get in there and go at it with the big guy. Oh, nice sweep there. Let's see if he's able to come up on top and get something. It's worth noting Trenton Spivey has been wrestling in high school, wrestled in college. Not only that, but he's the head wrestling coach at Gracie Tampa headquarters, which in my opinion is one of the premier mixed martial arts gyms here in Florida. We're seeing Bobby shoot another shot, get inside. Trenton Spivey doing a good job of preventing him from closing his hands and getting away. Both guys doing a lot of hand fighting, respecting each other to get inside. And Trenton Spivey with the single leg into the takedown. A little bit close to the ropes here. Just needs to get himself off of the bottom position here. Ooh, Trenton Spivey calling for the crowd while riding the hometown favorite.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Raul, here you go, and now inside, but we did not see a tag from Tampa Takedown. Excuse me, not see a tag from House of Spades, meaning Bobby O'Clock is continuing to be in there, and the fresh guy is on the outside. And as you mentioned earlier, this could lead to questions if one team's able to keep a guy inside the ring.
Yeah, there's no breaks in wrestling, but I tell you what, tagging out to your man, it's definitely something you want to do, especially with as much energy as I see these guys expend.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Repositioning is a bitch.
Raul doing a great job of cutting off the ring and preventing Bobby O'Clock from being able to even get to his corner to potentially make a tag. Oh, and a big belly to back suplex by Bobby O'Clock. Raul gets back to his feet, hits him with a lat drop. Back in the corner, and we see a tag now, bringing the big man back inside the Division Pro ring.
I don't know if you know this about Raul. He was a late bloomer. He started when he was 19 years old.
Oh, big slam by Ray Zion. Wow. Trenton Spivey, not even the slight bit intimidated, tags in, and now he's coming in after the big man. Oh, knocking up the triangle, but he might be getting pinned. Oh. I'm interested to see what happens here. And great handoff transition between the two competitors on House of Spades, trying to pass Trenton Spivey over to each other. But it looks like Trenton Spivey has one of Bobby's legs. I'd like to see Bobby potentially reach for the ropes here and get a rope break. I can't see how deep or dangerous that leg is. Smart move there by Bobby. Trenton Spivey is a Rob Kahn purple belt, and that is as legit as it gets. That's a dangerous place to be when he has one of your limbs. Quickly, Raul gets on Bobby O'Clock's back and gets him down on the ground. Looks like he's trying to isolate an arm. Bobby's got to do something to get up here. He cannot just accept bottom position. It fights back to his feet to a single leg.
Oh, nice block. It looked like Raul was trying to go for another tag. Bobby definitely stopped that.
Yeah, Bobby did a great job there of stopping that, coming up, getting the sweep. He needs to start rolling up and getting his back off the mat there. Oh, we had another rope break.
Work center, Raul.
Oh, we see Raul quickly get on Bobby's back. Trying to work. Bobby's got to be careful with such a high-level submission grappler on his back.
Now, wrestling is Bobby's game, and he's had several wrestling moves put on him.
You know, when you got guys that are as good as Rob Kahn's purple belts, I'm not surprised to see him struggling and in so much danger periodically throughout this matchup. Rob Kahn is as legitimate as it gets when it comes to high-level submission grappling, and these guys are showing why.
We're 5 minutes in, and these guys haven't stopped. Action the entire time.
And now we got Big Ray Zion back inside of the ring with Trenton Spivey with the massive size differential. There may be a massive size differential, but in jiu-jitsu that doesn't always matter. And we see the big man picking him up, but you're not allowed to have big overhead slams here at Division Pro. Sets Trenton Spivey back down. Trent being very smart now, staying down on a knee, that way he can shoot him from there and really avoid getting taken down. Imanari roll! Whoa!
Smart move.
Trenton Spivey absolutely looking for a highlight reel finish here at Division Pro. And we see Raul go for the exact same Imanari roll. I'd like to see Ray Zion turn and face him. If he's able to go left, he'll be able to turn back and face him, or at least potentially get a rope break here to prevent himself from being in a dangerous spot.
Hey, it's like moving a brick wall. Ray Zion can just drag you anywhere he wants to take you.
Yeah, that is a big dude with a lot of strength, and not only that, but a lot of weight. You can see Raul there has his left butterfly hook in, almost able to get the big guy over, but he has a cradle. Wow, Ray looked like he was very close to that cradle. A quick tag. I didn't see exactly what happened, but the people in the house looked like Tampa Takedown did something that they were not such big fans of.
Well, when you do a tag under the second rope, that's not really quite legit.
Now here we go. Two much more evenly sized competitors going at it. Trenton Spivey sitting down and allowing his opponent to come into him, trying to hit a switch, hit a sweep, or something so he's able to get to top position. Maybe we're going to see an omoplata here, a potential triangle attempt from Trenton Spivey on the bottom. Oh, ends up getting a leg, getting the back, but Bobby O'Clock again able to get to the ropes before Trenton Spivey's able to capitalize on the takedown.
You can tell Trenton is very comfortable being down, having people pursue him.
100% so. He said that he's been training wrestling, trained in high school, trained in college, and now he's the head wrestling coach at Gracie headquarters in Tampa. This dude is great on top, great on bottom. As I mentioned, a purple belt under Rob Kahn, who is a legend here on the Fortis fight team. We see him now trying to lock up potentially the left arm of Bobby O'Clock. Oh, we're going to see a reverse triangle. Wow. Bobby again very smartly gets himself to the ropes. And we are a little bit over halfway through this tag team championship matchup at Division Pro, Renaissance of Wrestling. Whoa, Bobby tries to take a shot from a little bit too far away, and Trenton Spivey just pushes him off.
You can see the fatigue that
he might be able to see a pin here. Whoa. Great job, Bobby, being able to get up to his side and get a rope break there. That could have been it. Trenton Spivey did a fantastic job of taking his opponent down and knocking up that cow catcher to almost get a pin. Back to the big boys. We have two fresh competitors inside the ring with just over 6 minutes left in the matchup. Whoa! Beautiful takedown there by Ray Zion. I'm not even sure what he just did, but that was slick. Now he is on Raul's back, trying to dig a hand through. Let's see if he's able to capitalize on this turtle position. Ray's just a little bit higher than I'd like to see him. Oh, we're going to see Austin Cobb, Walls and Jericho here at Division Pro. Oh, and a tag between both competitors. We had all four guys in the ring for a second. I wasn't sure if it was about to be Bedlam, Ed.
Said, I don't know what exactly he was doing, but he stopped in his tracks so the referee saw him.
Now we have Trenton Spivey back inside. Looks like he's excited to be in there with a guy more similarly sized than him. He's got a collar tie. Let's see him roll back and potentially use his butterfly hook. So we see him in a rubber band-like position. He's looking to close the triangle. Omoplata now. This is the Illuminati choke right here. Huge submission win for Trenton Spivey here at Division Pro.
Tag team champions, Trenton Spivey and Raul Jr.
Wow, a beautiful submission finish, the Imanari choke, which is a combination of the omoplata and then crossface, where it's a really painful place to be. Trenton Spivey, highlight reel finish, taking home some new jewelry to Gracie Tampa headquarters.
Tell you what, that hurt me just looking at it.
Yeah, it is a brutal submission. The omoplata, the arm lock that he had, it's really hard to finish. and it's almost more of like a holding type position. But if you can reach forward and get that guy's face, you can start to crank his head off. As we saw Trenton Spivey do, getting that submission win in our second matchup of the night here at Division Pro, taking home some brand new jewelry in the Division Pro Tag Team Championship belts.
Well, we've had two so far. I can honestly say no disappointment in either one.
Yeah, two fantastic matchups. And I'll tell you what, remember it! This next matchup, our main event of the evening, this is going to be a banger. Two very high-level black belts going at it here in the Division Pro ring. I cannot be more excited for this one. When I saw this announced, my heart started thumping.
Yeah, I always try to pick a favorite based on the unknown.
Next up is the official open weight weigh-in for the Women's Championship match. Introducing first, KZT.
The character within KZT. I'm a fighter at heart. I'm a fighter to my core. I'm a martial artist. I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm an IBJJF World Champion, and I plan to go out there and take it all.
Next up, Marina Shavir.
You want to know who the problem is? I'm not going to answer that. Why do I have to answer that? Yeah, why do I have to answer that? I'm going to show you. I'm not a talker. I will show you exactly why I'm the problem. When the bell rings, the thing that's going to separate me from KZT, she doesn't have my experience. I have that.
We're friends outside of the ring, but as soon as I step across from you, all the bets are off. I'm coming to take that Division Pro Women's Championship. There is no way I'm walking out of that Division Pro ring without my hand raised.
KZT, I very much respect your black belt experience and your hard work. My capacity is meant for more, and my capacity is meant to become a champion. And tonight, I will have to make that known.
The following contest is your main event. And it is for the Division Pro Women's Championship. Introducing first, KZT.
And it is main event time here at Division Pro, and we have KZT coming out first in our main event, fighting for the Division Pro Women's Championship belt.
I was talking to her before the matches. You could just see she answers the way she probably works in the ring. Everything is deliberately thought out.
So one thing to note about KZT, she is a black belt under the legendary Cabrini Charles, who has won a ton of world championships, Pan American medalists, and so forth. So she comes from a very strong lineage of submission grapplers.
And her opponent, Marina Shavir.
But KZT has a very tough test ahead of her in the problem. Marina Shavir. This girl's a judo black belt, trained at highest stand with Gokor Shabishin in Los Angeles. This is also the home of Ronda Rousey and countless other UFC superstars. So she comes from a very high pedigree of legitimate combat sports athletes.
The one thing I love about her, you look at her face, you can't tell if she's mad, happy, sad. It's just, she's giving you nothing at all.
There's one thing that you can tell about her, Ed, and it is that she is a killer. When someone has that type of energy in their face, in their face and their eyes, you know the only thing on their mind is violence right now. And she is ready to get at KZT, and KZT is ready. Let's take it back inside for our official announcement.
The following contest is your main event, and it is for the Division Pro Women's Championship. Introducing first, from the western suburbs of Sydney, Australia, KZT.
Marina takes the middle of the ring and stares her opponent down. I was told beforehand the prediction is this is going to be a dogfight. And you could tell by the way these two are looking at each other, it is about to go down here in the main event for Division Pro.
15 minutes of rocking and rolling, baby.
Welcome to Division Pro, the renaissance of wrestling. I'm Blake Bulletproof Troop, known for dropping warheads on people's foreheads alongside my broadcast partner, Ed Slater, and it is main event time here at Division Pro. We have KZT squaring off with the problem of Marina Shafir for the Division Pro Women's World Championship. KZT doing a fantastic job of getting in deep on this single leg. Whoa, almost worked something. Marina sweeps back, and both these competitors really going. Oh, it looks like she has the arm here. Let's see if she's able to really sit back and control this position. And she bails on it. Great job here, Marina Shafir, staying on top and really riding her opponent. When somebody stays on top and puts their weight on you, it becomes that much more difficult to move it. Whoa!
Nice. Did you see that?
That was some incredible judo there by Marina Shafir. Toss KZT and lands in top position. Let's see what she's able to do now from this dominant top position. Well, KZT, very dangerous, coming underneath, trying to snatch up Marina's legs, but doesn't get it. Separation, and the fans here are loving these transitions thus far. And we're only a minute into this main event matchup, Ed.
Man, I got to ask you this, Blake. We've seen 2 matches so far. We're seeing a fantastic contest now. How much are losses just as important as winning?
A big thing that we say in combat sports is you're either a winner or a learner. So if you've lost a handful of times, if you've learned things, you'll continue to grow. You learn more from a loss than you do from a win. So it's part of combat sports. You gotta losing to get better and find your holes. And these girls are both high-level black belts, so they've done a lot of that losing and learning already, which is why we are seeing such crisp grappling. Oh, and KZT in another single leg. Both girls being very smart and being patient about their attacks. We see KZT get in tight there. The way that KZT's hands were clasped there, I would have liked to have seen her go for a calf slicer, but throwing up a triangle attempt. One thing worth noting, this is not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There are pins in 3 counts, just like the traditional catch wrestling rule set, so it changes Jiu-Jitsu a little bit, particularly throwing up submissions from the bottom. KZT now throwing up an arm bottom, but Marina Shafir rolling, shoulders maybe down, just a quick 1 count. Comes back on top, looking for KZT's left leg. Let's see what she's able to do with it. Man, they are tangling each other up like pretzels. Look at that, Ed. Oh, KZT on her back. Let's see if she's able to take the back here, though. Marina smart to quickly bail out.
Man, I knew it was going to be action, but I can't keep up.
Yeah, it has been very back and forth action. Both girls getting in, trying to get takedowns. Both girls throwing up submission attempts and coming close to it. Nobody's come crazy close to a finish, but we have seen both throwing up attempts, and it's just a matter of time until one of these high-level grapplers gets something and takes their opponent's limb home. Now we see KZT starting from the bottom position. Instead of having to work for a takedown, being confident enough in her guard to try and work something from the bottom and not get pinned. You can see her capturing Marina's left leg there. Let's see if she's able to do anything. Marina coming back up to her feet. I'd like to see her maybe dive for one of KZT's legs. Just like that. Beautiful transition by Marina Shafir, who's really starting to tie those legs up. If she's able to, she did a fantastic job of baiting her in there, as you saw. Tangled up in the legs, utilized the hold she had on the legs, and then started scooting them back. Beautiful ring gentlemanship and positioning to avoid a rope break. Both girls trying to wrap each other's legs up. This is almost like a 50-50 type position. Whoa, KZT gets the bag with both hooks in. This could be it. Marina Shafir does a great job of getting one of the hooks that are controlling her out, gets both out, and rolls through and takes top position. What a beautiful transition by Marina Shafir.
You can see the shock on her face that she got caught with that. So I am actually shocked that she was able to get out of it.
You know, it's because she didn't settle in the position. We saw KZT slapping those hooks, which is a very controlling position. Had Marina Shafir accepted back mount, she might not have gotten out so quick. Oh, armbar finish by KZT. It looks like that arm might be extended, but you can see the way Marina Shafir is adjusting her thumb is what's helping keeping her alive here. If KZT is able to get her thumb pointed towards the ceiling, she'll be able to finish this choke. Whoa, switches to the triangle choke. But she has got to be careful of the pin here. Finishing this choke without getting pinned will be very difficult, as we see. And Marina Shafir powering KZT up. Let's see if we're going to see a big power bomb here out of Marina Shafir. Oh, you see KZT sliding that hand and almost going for a choke. Oh, another beautiful transition. Oh, these girls are going at it, Ed. What an entertaining main event here at Division Pro.
It is definitely all that we expected it to be, and it's definitely worth paying for a main event like this.
Oh, this is incredible, and I'll be honest, there's a lot more pinning transitions than I had anticipated seeing out of the judoka and the jiu-jitsuero. This has been a fantastic matchup between two very high-level competitors, both trying to land all kinds of things, and Marina Shafir flexing a little bit and getting fancy. She may have a guillotine choke here. I can't see exactly how deep the arm is. Oh, a cradle pin, but I don't know whose shoulders are down. Yeah, who has who in this pin? That could have been bad for either or. It looked like it was almost a double cradle with whoever would have been able to have a slight edge on the positioning. Marina Shafir now stuck in KZT's front headlock. KZT tries to roll things over, potentially looking for a Dars, but the girls get caught up in the ropes. Man, this has been some very high-level technical submission grappling and catch wrestling here at Division Pro, Ed. And the room gets quiet. The tension between these two killers going at it inside of the cage. Ooh, and is that a little face push, which is totally legal, but kind of a big FU within the submission grappling community. Let's see if Marina Shafir is able to give something back to KZT here now. Whoa! It absolutely does. Serves KZT up a very disrespectful takedown, and the crowd here at Division Pro loves it. Now, we are halfway through this main event matchup, Ed, and this has been everything a combat sports fan could ask for. Whoa, but she's got a cradle. Let's see if she can keep the cradle. She can't let, oh, but her shoulders are down. This has been some beautiful transitions. I'd like to see KZT continue to try and fight up. Oh, and full mount for Marina Shafir. Although striking is not allowed, this becomes a very difficult position to escape and a very dominant position for Marina Shafir to continue applying offense. KZT with the sweep comes back on top. But Marina Shafir, again, not accepting a bottom position from her opponent. And another separation between these two competitors. Marina Shafir, in my opinion, looks significantly more energetic than KZT. I'm not going to say KZT looks gassed, but I'm going to say Marina Shafir looks like she's got a ton of gas left in the tank and maybe even a nitro tank to boost if she gets a submission attempt. The referee doing a fantastic job of checking Marina Shafir's shoulders to make sure that they are not down, because the two ways to lose here at Division Pro, submission and pin. This is old school catch wrestling, baby.
Tell you, the referee's got his hands full with this one. One goes to another move, goes to another move.
Yeah, it has been such an incredible back and forth sequence of attacks and counterattacks and counterattacks where sometimes you don't even know whose shoulder's being pinned. Go submission attempt for this one, into a pin that way, first a pin another way, and the referee has been staying on top of all of it the whole time. We see Marina Shafir again on KZT's back. Let's see if she's able to isolate an arm or get to a more dominant position. KZT doing a fantastic job from the bottom, locking up one of Marina's legs and getting the sweep and coming up on top. You can see KZT methodically trying to isolate an arm now, trying to utilize, oh, let's see, is she coming up from a Dars choke? I can't see where KZT's hands are, if they're clasped on the far side, Marina Shafir being very smart by being patient, trying to fight the hands down and get her head out of that little dangerous hole of an armpit that KZT has. It's a very dangerous spot to have an opponent on their back with your head under their armpit and their legs between you and them. Marina Shafir does a fantastic job. Now you see how she passed the legs of KZT. A much safer position, and then manhandles KZT up. Oh, big body slam. Wow. Whoa. And Marina Shafir looks for the pin after landing a massive slam. One of the biggest moments thus far of the evening. Wow, Ed. You could see some frustration out of Marina as well. You see her a little upset she didn't get the pin and then dropping to try and snatch that leg. KZT doing a fantastic job of fighting her opponent's hands and preventing that from happening.
The strength she has to pick her up from the mat, to pick her up all the way up and find her.
Oh, an incredible feat of strength. And I'm big on technique, but sometimes you just got to muscle something. Marina Shafir grabbed her, stood up, and took her for a flight. You can see KZT almost getting the right arm of Marina Shafir free, isolated, and ready to potentially be attacked with a submission. But Marina Shafir very wisely gets to the ropes before that can happen. It looks like a little bit of frustration on KZT's face. And I believe we're seeing a lot of excitement and enthusiasm out of Marina Shafir, who should be feeling fantastic after that big body slam she landed about a minute ago.
You know, we're down to almost 3.5 minutes. Pure action, nonstop. And I don't know, 3 minutes. Can you have a winner with this?
You know, 3 minutes, absolutely. But the winner I think we're going to see is going to be who wants it more. These girls have been grappling for 12 minutes already, and it is exhausting wrestling for such a long time. Here's something else that's exhausting, is getting taken down and having to get up. Getting taken down and having to get up. Marina Shafir landing a beautiful foot sweep with just a few minutes left here in the main event at Division Pro. And as I mentioned, it sucks getting taken down, having to get back up. We see KZT just playing from her seated guard, but Marina Shafir now doing the right thing by stepping on the leg.
I've also got to ask you, how does this mat compare to like a mat at a karate studio or jiu-jitsu?
Oh, it is so different. And I think one of the biggest differences in terms of, a beautiful sweep. We have KZT again back on top. We have seen her get the top position and several times isolate one of Marina Shafir's arms. Hasn't been able to get further than that with it. However, she's fairly close to the middle of the ring, and I'd like to see her potentially get that arm out of there. I can't see exactly what she has, if this is a wrist lock or a slight torque on the shoulder. Marina Shafir working her foot closer and closer to the rope and gets a rope break, Ed. I wanted to see KZT really try and work a submission once isolating that arm, and she did, but Marina Shafir is able to get to the ropes, and we have 2 minutes left in this main event matchup here at Division Pro for the Women's World Championship title.
Well, now when it actually looked like she was bending the wrist as well as, I couldn't really see what she was doing with the arm, but she had the wrist bent, so I was afraid she was going to submit her.
We might see another scissor sweep. I couldn't tell exactly, but I believe that you are right, Ed, that it was a wrist lock of sorts. Whoa, we see almost like a roll around. We see KZT working the submission. We see Marina Shafir getting the pin. Her shoulders look down. So KZT is torquing on the foot. Whoa, she may be able to get this pin here. And Marina Shafir is able to sit up.
Oh, we got a count there. Come on, ref.
I'd like to see KZT go back to attacking that leg. There she goes, just like that. Even potentially pop back up and start fighting towards her feet or looking for a switch. And we have less than a minute left in our main event matchup here at Division Pro. Whoa, let's see if, back and forth. KZT looking like she was trying to pick her opponent up. Didn't have the strength for it. Transitioned around. Both girls getting some action in. And a big judo slam by Marina Shafir here in the last minute of the main event matchup, Division Pro. fights back to her feet. Both of these girls won it. I said it's going to be whoever wants it more. And both of these girls are scrapping. 20 seconds left in this main event matchup. Oh, she might be going to sleep. She may be going to sleep with this almost Ezekiel choke-like. Oh, and that's it. Marina Shafir takes home the women's world title, putting KZT to sleep here in our main event at Division Pro, the Renaissance of Wrestling. Wow, Ed, what a fantastic performance.
Man, I tell you,
Here's your winner.
that was
And
probably the match of the night, I must say, right
Division
there.
Pro Women's Champion, Marina Shafir.
What an incredible display of grappling prowess. Here are both of our competitors, Marina the Problem Shafir and the Chaos Within KZT. Beautiful back and forth action, both landing some stuff, trying to get in close to submissions, and we finally see a close to this matchup with just seconds left. Marina Shafir, our new champion at Division Pro.
Well deserved.
You know, you said that she came in and looked like she didn't have an expression, and I told you when they don't have an expression, they're a straight killer. And you just watched Marina Shafir put someone to sleep here inside the Division Pro ring.
And the moves back and forth. The whole thing was just...
Marina, congratulations on your victory here at Division Pro. What are your thoughts on becoming the new Division Pro Women's Champion?
I got nothing for you right now, but I am pretty fucking happy.
Congratulations. I'm excited to see what it brings here at Division Pro. Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Blake, who's this going in the ring here?
Oh, that's Lindsay Snow. Lindsay Snow is a killer. She's been around the fight scene for a very long time as well. Catch wrestler, and she is squaring up right now, Marina Shafir, and it looks like she has blood all over her face from a scrap she had earlier in the evening.
I don't think Marina appreciated that one bit.
Yeah, Lindsay Snow comes out, stands in her face, and bows out of respect, and Marina Shafir shrugs it off and walks away. You gotta wonder, what is on Lindsay Snow's mind here? Is she coming out to fight? Is she coming out to congratulate? Is she coming out to let someone know that this might be her house?
Coming out to let her know what fucking time it is.
Oh.
I don't think Lindsay Snow cared who won this match. I think she wanted to come out and announce this is her playground.